Today we're diving deep into the fascinating story of Intel's decline. Once the undisputed king of the semiconductor industry, Intel powered the digital revolution, dominating PCs, servers, and more. But in recent years, the company has stumbled, struggling to keep up with competitors and facing repeated delays in its core technologies. What went wrong, and can Intel recover? Let's dive in. To understand Intel's downfall, we first need to appreciate its incredible legacy. Founded in 1968 by Gordon Moore and Robert Noyce, Intel revolutionized computing. In 1971, it launched the 4004 processor, the first commercially available CPU, and later introduced the x86 architecture with the 8086 that became its foundation of modern computing. By the 1990s, Intel dominated the market with its Pentium processors, powering everything from personal computers to enterprise servers. Intel's strength wasn't just its technology, it was its strategy. The company's tick-tock development model alternated between introducing new architectures, then shrinking manufacturing processes, then repeat. This kept Intel ahead of competitors like AMD for decades. At its peak, Intel held over 80% of the CPU market share. But as they say, pride comes before the fall. By the mid-2010s, cracks began to show. Intel's first major competitor, AMD, struggled for years to match its performance. But everything changed in 2017 with AMD's launch of Ryzen processors, based on its revolutionary Zen architecture. Ryzen offered more cores, better power efficiency, and highly competitive pricing, forcing Intel to lower prices and rethink its strategy. But AMD's resurgence wasn't just about design, it was about manufacturing. By outsourcing production to TSMC, AMD could leverage cutting-edge 7nm technology, while Intel struggled to transition from its aging 14nm process to 10nm. This delay wasn't just a technical setback, it was a reputational disaster, shattering Intel's image as an industry leader. Intel's manufacturing delays were a turning point. For years, Intel's integrated model, designing and manufacturing its own chips, was a key strength. But as process nodes shrank, manufacturing became exponentially more complex. Intel's much anticipated 10nm process, originally scheduled for 2016, didn't achieve scale until 2019, 3 years late. Meanwhile, TSMC was already mass producing 7nm chips and preparing for 5nm. These delays gave competitors like AMD and Apple a chance to outpace Intel. Apple in particular delivered a massive blow in 2020 when it announced its transition away from Intel chips in favour of its own ARM-based Apple Silicon processors. The M1 chip, built on TSMC's 5nm process, redefined expectations for laptops with incredible performance and efficiency. This wasn't just about losing a major customer, it was a symbolic loss that underscored Intel's growing irrelevance in a changing industry. Another factor in Intel's decline has been its leadership instability. Over the past decade, Intel has gone through several CEOs, each with a different vision. Brian Krzanich faced scandals and struggled to maintain the company's edge. Bob Swan, a financial expert, lacked the technical expertise needed to steer Intel through a challenging period. In 2021, Intel brought back Pat Gelsinger, a seasoned engineer, to lead a turnaround. Gelsinger introduced an ambitious plan called IDM 2.0, which includes investing heavily in manufacturing, opening Intel's fabs to other companies, and adopting a more modular chip design. But these efforts will take time to bear fruit, and Intel faces stiff competition from AMD, Nvidia, and ARM-based chip makers. They have also just announced that they have fired, well, technically he's retired, but he's basically been fired. So Pat Gelsinger is going to be replaced with another CEO, which is probably going to put this whole thing to a stop, and they're going to restart again, and yeah. Beyond its internal struggles, Intel is navigating a complex global landscape. The semiconductor industry has become a geopolitical battleground, with tensions between the US and China affecting supply chains and intellectual property. Intel is aligning itself with government efforts to bolster domestic chip production, announcing plans for massive new fabs in the US and Europe. However, building these facilities takes years, and in the meantime, Intel must compete with established leaders like TSMC and Samsung, who are already operating at full speed. So, can Intel recover? The company has the resources, talent, and history to stage a comeback. Its shift to the Meteor Lake architecture represents a shift to chiplet-based designs, which could help it compete with AMD's Ryzen processors. Intel is also investing heavily in AI, although they're late to the game, quantum computing, and GPUs to diversify its portfolio. And they've done well with their recent launch of the Arc B580. They need to persist with their GPU game, and one day they might actually be able to compete with Nvidia with the flagship GPUs. But the road ahead won't be easy. The semiconductor industry is more competitive than ever, and Intel will need to execute flawlessly to regain its former glory. Intel's story is a cautionary tale of how even the mightiest companies can falter when they fail to innovate and adapt. But it's also a story of resilience. While the challenges are immense, Intel isn't done for the count. What do you think? Can Intel rise again, or are we witnessing the twilight of an industry giant? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe for more tech insights and other crazy tech videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.